Hey, I want to show you a trick. So, have you ever boiled eggs before? And all this stupid eggshell stayed on, and they were hard to pick off, or you finally got them off, but you ripped the whole darn thing? Well, I'm going to show you how to do it, and nothing like that happens. You can peel the eggshell off, and it's perfect. It's awesome. So I'm going to show you. And then, if you have to make deviled eggs for the holidays coming up, you know how to boil an egg. So it makes it that much easier. We're going to boil some water and grab some eggs. I'm going to put some water in this pot first, actually. Let me do that. Turn it on high so it gets to a boil right away. Water's boiling. See how there's a side that's a little bit more narrow and skinnier, and the side that's a little bit more wider. Without pressure, you just let the egg... Did you hear that? I think that was it. Yep. See? No cracking. Inside there is a little bit cracking going on. There's a little bit of cracking because you can see some of these are letting some egg whites out. That's okay though. Maybe just a little bit more gentler than I am then. Burning my arm. Okay. That allows some of the liquid to get in and it just peels so much easier. You'll see. So we're going to set the timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes will allow this to cook all the way through. The yolk is completely cooked and done, but it's not overly cooked and super hard and super like just, I don't know. 10 minutes will give it about, like it's hard and it's done, but it's still soft. And the next day it's still soft and good. The longer you cook it, it changes, and I don't like it to cook too terribly long. I'm going to turn this down to medium-high. I don't want the water going everywhere. I've got an egg that's not fully submerged, so let me move it around. Oh no, that egg's floating. Oh, got a couple floaters in here. I've never seen them float. Watch. I'm going to show you how to do this because I just did it 3 days ago and they were perfect eggs. It's not going to work out this time. Just watch. All right, I got a few dirty dishes in the sink, so just ignore that. That one egg that was floating right here, it was cracked quite a bit, so we have a little bit of yolk in the water here because of that, but that's okay. So we're just going to try to drain the hot water out. All right, so let's add some cold. And our ice. We'll have them sit in the ice water for about a minute or two, and then we'll start peeling. This is how I like to store them in the fridge. Paper towel inside of a container. We'll see if this is big enough. Actually, it's probably not. Let me get out the bigger one. And they get really wet and soppy, and even if you dry them off, there's still like moisture. So I always put a paper towel on the bottom. All right, let's grab those and bring them over. And the bottom is cold. Okay, so we got one. See how easy the shell came off? This one is warped though. Woo! Perfect! I'll put it in here and get the little pieces of eggshell off. That's awesome. Oh, This egg is also shaped different inside, but I think maybe the crack got a little too big. I must have been enthusiastic when I was tapping these for you. I must have tapped a little bit too hard. That's okay. Now this one looks like a good one. Yep, awesome. I just had to taste test it. Mmm. Came off perfectly. Got that there, and that's probably because the crack was too big. That's okay. Don't do this too hard, because then the whole egg will just split in half. So this can sit in the ice water for a few minutes. I wouldn't push it past 10 minutes, because the longer the eggs sit inside the shell, the more they're going to stick to the inside of the shell. So if you come back in an hour and try to do this, it might not work out, because the egg's going to stick to the inside of the shell. That little slimy membrane between the egg and the shell, you see it right here? Like skin. That starts to stick to the egg, and you can't get it to just slide off. So, just wanted to warn you of that. Let me see if this will just come off without cracking it. Looks great. You know, these remind me of, look, prop them up like that. You could decorate them like little ghosts. Funny, because they're flat. All right, awesome, awesome. So every single one of the eggs we cooked turned out to where like it didn't like break apart, and you know all those things that happen when you try. There was just the first one here. It was a little odd looking, but I think it's just because the crack was a little too deep whenever we were trying to tap it, and that happened. But that's okay. Otherwise, they're all almost perfect. Okay, and I'm sure you want to see what the inside looks like. I do too. So these are actually still warm a little bit. So if you want them colder, stick them in the fridge. But if you like them warm, then yum. Perfect. So yeah, I can tell that's, it's cooked all the way through, obviously. So if you're making deviled eggs, your yolk is perfect. But it's not too done to where like it's going to be like weird textured and super, super hard the next day or two if you're making these to have like a few for breakfast every day. And when I did this a few days ago, they didn't have that green tint on the outside of the yolk, so 10 minutes at a boil, perfect. Yep, this is good. We did good. Yay. The dogs are going to be very upset with me if I don't share with them. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside. See? Perfect. All right, I gotta divide this into 3 pieces for the dogs somehow. They're good in your fridge for, I can probably safely say 5 days. I think that's what you say for cooked, like meat and eggs. But I think they last longer. 7 days, no big deal. I'm gonna put those in my fridge. And so I've never successfully made deviled eggs. I tried once and I didn't measure, because you know how I am, I don't measure. And it turned out weird. I was like looking at a recipe and then just like, oh, okay, that's easy. Pickle juice, paprika, whatever else it was. And yeah. So basically what I'm saying is I love deviled eggs. So does Evan. Whenever we eat them, it's because somebody else made them and brought them to the gathering. So if you have a recipe that you love, please leave it for me in the comments, and I would love to give it a try so I can make awesome deviled eggs for once. Well, thanks for watching. I'll pop up some videos for you to watch over here, and I'll see you later. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions about what I did, leave it in the comments and I'll answer. I'll see you later and have a wonderful day.